In developing nations, poverty harms children in many ways. These children carry chairs from home and back again each day just to have a place to sit in school. And there aren't enough schools either. Levels of education, nutrition, and health that are taken for granted in more prosperous nations either are beyond the reach of most children or simply do not exist. Even the most basic institutions, like schools, struggle just to survive. Today, in the Dominican Republic, one organization is working to make a difference: the Foundation for Peace.
We'll try to keep her from losing both of her legs here.
Working hand in hand with Dominican Republic community members, Foundation for Peace has already constructed 4 schools in Ensanche Quisqueya, Pantoja, San Miguel, and Tres Brazos. As a result, many children are rising above despair to reach for opportunity and hope. In Tres Brazos, more than 100 children now have a safe place to go to school. Other schools in the area are either overcrowded with few supplies or more expensive than most families can afford. And some children were turned away from other schools because of learning and behavioral problems. But here, they are finding success and hope. In San Miguel, 80 children now have a school within walking distance. They learn the basics and also have physical education and English lessons. In Pantoja, local residents and the Foundation for Peace built this public school just a few years ago. Since then, the student population has more than doubled. Now, more than 400 children attend the expanded classes, and already it needs more room. Classes for older students have to be held in a nearby shack. Ensanche Quisqueya is the first school that the Foundation for Peace supported.
And we're hoping it will be a model school so that the other schools can look at this one and see what we hope they can develop into and become. So we've worked on building the school, painting the school, helped support the children in this school. Still, the surrounding community has families who can't afford to come here. We feed the children once a day here, as we hope to in the other schools. And we are building a second floor because there's such a need for schools for little ones here. Many children are left at home without supervision when their parents go off to work. So we want to provide a place for those children to come that's affordable so they are not left at home alone.
Buildings are necessary, but not enough. A quality education also requires teachers, desks, and school supplies. The communities have few resources. The Foundation for Peace provides those resources and would like to provide more. But to achieve educational success, students must also be able to attend and learn. Chronic infection from lack of medical care interferes with learning. So do contaminated water and poor nutrition. Teachers are resourceful, but often work for very low wages, supplemented by the Foundation for Peace when funds are available. Mostly, teachers are paid whatever parents can afford, which means that some months their work goes unpaid. But somehow they manage to keep their classrooms running. To do that, teachers pitch in wherever there is work to be done, including serving as their own janitors. One of those teachers is Maria Dolores Garcia. Her home is smaller than many Americans' living rooms. She shares this tidy but cramped space with her husband, 2 children, and a nephew.
She's been teaching for 7 years, and she says that there's a lot of things that she'd like to buy for her kids and for the house, but she just can't make it happen on her budget.
Que todavía no se ha podido hacer por el dinero.
This is where they have their septic system where they want to put in a bathroom, but they still don't have the money to do so. And so that's the biggest problem that they have in the house, she says.
Despite the teachers' high level of commitment and some donations from individuals and corporations in the United States, materials and other resources are still inadequate. Here, classroom technology means chalkboard and chalk. Computers are unheard of. In spite of the limitations, the children look forward to a bright future.
She's going to be a lawyer, a doctor. Muy bien.
Abogada.
A lawyer?
Enfermera.
A nurse?
But they need the bare essentials, and these schools can hardly afford books.
In this classroom, we have 2 students who each have 1 book in their house. And the rest of them say they don't have any.
So some students in Nebraska raised money to buy books for children in San Miguel, and teachers in New Jersey donated books.
Today I get to distribute them to these kids who, this is probably the first real book that they have held in their hand, a first storybook. And so it's a very exciting day for these kids.
Those who can afford them are proud of their pencils and notebooks, and they are willing to go to great lengths to learn. Their schools have few books, few desks, not even enough chairs. Some students carry a chair from home and back again each day. Some have to share a seat with a classmate. Others have no choice but to stand. You can help. You, your family, or your organization can become sponsors of these needy children. You can ease the tuition burden facing impoverished families. You can ensure that teachers are paid. You can help fill the hungry stomachs that distract hungry minds. Your school or classroom could adopt a school or classroom in the Dominican Republic, helping to buy books and chairs.
Perhaps the school in your community is much more like this one than the ones you have just seen. The kids who come here each day don't carry a chair to school. They have access to books and computers at home, in class, and in the school computer lab and the school library. They don't consider pizza a special lunch, and they know they'll have 3 meals each day. The kids here want to help those less fortunate than they, and I want to enable them to do that. For me, going to the Dominican Republic and meeting teachers and children so engaged and committed to the learning process amidst such stark conditions motivated me to volunteer my time and donate my material resources. These experiences have enriched my life, and I want to share them with the students here. The middle school kids in this school have been working to raise money to sponsor kids in the Dominican Republic through the Dominikids Child Sponsorship Program. They have held bake sales, sold wristbands and candy, and sponsored a school-wide penny race. Their group is currently sending 4 children to school through Dominikids for less than 50 cents a day. These students are providing a Dominican child an education. They're motivated to do this because they have hope for their futures and now hope for the futures of children they have never met. These students are learning that
Together we can make a difference, one child at a time.
Please give what you can of your time and your means. You can bring hope to children in the Dominican Republic. Needs are always changing. To learn how you can help today, click on www.foundationforpeace.org. Thank you.